Hi guys, welcome back to the Reddit Cheating Stories Daily Podcast channel. We probably have all been cheated on. But as you'll discover in this video, for some people the pain is so hard they wonder if it will ever go away. Make sure to tell us your thoughts and feelings in the comments section. And if you want to share your story with us, you're more than welcome to do it. And now without further ado, here comes the first story from Famous Bug 4812. Does the feeling ever go away? Is it ever the same anymore? It has been 5 months since I caught my partner at a hotel, and I still think about it every day. The mental image of them walking into the hotel lobby laughing still haunts me, until I confronted them. Almost every day, my mind wanders back to that moment, wondering what they did, how they did it, and if it was more enjoyable. These thoughts kill me inside and repulse me when I look at them, as if they are tainted and no longer mine. Will this feeling ever dissipate? Underarm Aussie commented. From my experience, no. Wellman81 commented. The bigger question is, why are you still with her? And no, the anger, the emasculation, the mental movies, the what-ifs, they never go away. This is why it's always best to divorce and clear your head. You cannot heal with a cheater in your presence. Get at the very least separated and start individual therapy. Stay physically active and don't indulge in drugs and other mind-altering substances. Hit the gym and keep your mind strong. I know it's easier said than done, but you can retake your life on your own terms. Read, Leave a Cheater Gain a Life, by the Chump Lady. Kenyan_118 commented. I have admiration for those who can accept their partner's infidelity and make an effort to forgive. In my own experience, I discovered that my partner had gone on a date with another man. I initially coped by denying it, but once it became evident that she genuinely wanted to be with him, I spiraled out of control. A deep void emerged in my soul, and I tried to fill it by committing horrible acts of infidelity. It never resolved the issue, and I squandered valuable time while having another child with her before eventually leaving. My advice is to cut your losses and move on. This issue will always haunt you. Wistinks4 commented. The pain may subside, but the reminders linger. I will always remember the moment when my partner told me about their infidelity, and my explosive reaction. Looking back, I wish I had remained calm and reacted in a more rational and composed manner, and then plotted a more measured response. The most challenging aspect is the impact on your self-esteem, as well as the crushing feeling of losing your self-respect. It's also difficult knowing that others are aware and feel sorry for you, and show you pity. If I had to do it over, I would divorce her and be present for my children and their autism-related challenges. Regardless of how you look at it, the situation is awful. That was the end of the first story. Yeah, been cheated on really hurts. And sadly only time can heal. But there are things you can do to heal faster. And taking care of yourself and well-being is one of them. That's why, I give you my #1 recommendation for healthy weight loss. Without training hard or restrict yourself. So if you have between 5 and 100 pounds to lose, check the link in the description now. And start to melt fat from your belly, hips, and arms. The second story is from Cautious Parsnip. Found out she has been texting a patient. This is going to be a long one. My 28 meters girlfriend, 25F, of 7 months has been texting a patient of hers for what I can only assume has been about a month now. I won't go into detail about her profession, but she treats anywhere from 8 to 12 patients a day. This particular patient, let's call him Bob, 21 meters, was very easy for her to talk with and much different from her normal patients, which are older people or the severely disabled. Bob was able to do his treatments on his own and would talk with my GF during whatever he was doing. I always ask my GF how her day was and if she had anything interesting happen at work, etc. When she started treating Bob, she would talk about him a lot and say things like, "He's fond of me," or, "He's following me around like a lost puppy dog." I thought it was just harmless workplace banter, and she deserved to have a break from the routine of her job. I noticed things changed shortly after Valentine's Day when Bob brought my GF a box of chocolates and a present. I was upset that my girlfriend accepted a gift from Bob, and she also sent me a picture of it when she got home. With Valentine's Day being on a weekday this year, and we had celebrated during the previous weekend going out for a date. Since we were both going to be busy and too tired from work to go out during the week, my girlfriend made me a very thoughtful handmade gift, and I had bought her a plant. She loves plants. I will admit the Valentine's Day date was not the most romantic thing ever, but I tried. Before I go any further, I must say that since January, I had definitely been struggling with my mental health. I had depression and was not acting like myself for about a month. I now realize this was due to me still getting over my past relationship of 7 years. And New Year's hit me hard. There was a tradition I did every year with my ex, and not doing that made me break down. I cried on New Year's Eve while my GF was at my apartment. We have talked about our past relationship issues many times, so telling her what was wrong wasn't too difficult. Normally after we talk about things, I feel much better, but not this time, and my girlfriend noticed I was still having issues. I was not sleeping more than 5 hours a night and was not eating enough. I think this still led to her believing that she was the problem. She asked me a few times if I was acting differently because I was unhappy with her. And I told her each time that it didn't have anything to do with our relationship, and that I love her very much. We still had normal intimacy, and she spent the weekends with me like normal, but I knew that she was unhappy with me at that time. I have been able to work through those issues and feel like myself again, and my girlfriend even said that she loves seeing me happy and it makes her happy too. Shortly after Valentine's Day, Bob was finished with his treatment, and my girlfriend was telling me about it and how she will miss having an easy patient to treat. I told her many times toward the end of his treatment, sarcastically, "Oh, what a shame he's going to be discharged soon." Honestly, I was tired of hearing about Bob, and she talked about him quite a bit. I was already feeling depressed, and having my girlfriend talk about this guy so much was not really helping. She realized this was making me jealous, and that didn't really stop her. She had said a few times it turned her on knowing that I was protective over her. At the start of March, we had the first issue in our relationship. My girlfriend told me that she was sad that I didn't get her anything on Valentine's Day, and that even Bob got her something. She said that she just wanted something with some effort put into it and it felt like I wasn't trying. That our first Valentine's Day came and went and it didn't even seem to matter to me. I told her that we did celebrate it 4 days before on that Saturday. Even though my gift wasn't as thoughtful as hers, at least we did something together. That conversation came and went, and we moved on, seemingly both happy with what we talked about. This past weekend, we were lying in bed after sex, and she was showing me funny videos while we cuddled. I saw a text notification on the top of her screen that said, Bob, and his last name. I knew his last name because my girlfriend told me it while he was a patient. Immediately my heart started racing, and I became angry. I told her that I think I want to be alone now. She said she can leave if I want. She had told me many times that Bob was just a patient, and he was easy to talk with, etc. About 10 minutes went by in silence, and she said there was nothing physical going on between them. She only talks with Bob because he has a lot of issues in his life. I guess Bob has no friends or family in the area and has nobody to talk with and works a lot. I told her that that is not her problem. She said Bob reminded her of me. At first, I thought it was my fault for not being as engaged in our relationship while I was depressed, but that thought quickly turned into anger. I was angry because she would look for someone that was like me, but not going through the issues I was having. I asked how he got her number. Did she offer it to him, or did he give her his number? She said any way she answered that would sound bad. I told her that just because someone is like me, doesn't mean she should start talking to them outside of work. I told her I have no idea what this guy's intentions are, and maybe he is looking for something more than friendship. She said that since I started acting different, she had been unhappy and not wanting to spend as much time around me. This is the same person who always says that I can talk to her about anything, and that we can get through whatever issues we have together. I feel like that was a lie. And even during weekdays, I feel limited to only talking with her on the phone during her car ride home. We text, but she is very unresponsive or doesn't add much to the conversation. I didn't want the only verbal communication I have with her being about my issues because I knew it was making her sad. I said that I dislike that she is talking to him, and again she said that she is kind of turned on that I was getting protective of her. Beyond all rational thought, we have sex again, and we talk about what was going on afterward. Honestly, her reasoning was so weak. And it makes me so angry that she started talking to Bob after he was discharged as a patient. She offered to show me all the messages they had sent to each other, but I refused. At that moment I just felt a stabbing feeling in my heart. All this past week I have been getting more and more angry of how she lied to me about how Bob was just a patient. I honestly think this will end with us breaking up. I do not care if there is nothing physical going on between them. She should not be talking with her patients outside of work like this. Like they are her friend. I do not want to have to worry about her at work meeting a guy that is like me, and her giving away her number. That was the second story. And before I read you the comments, let me tell you that a lot of people are afraid to break up because of the fear of being lonely. They think that they will never find someone else and that they will stay single all their life. But this cannot be further from the truth. Especially when you learn how to be irresistible. Make sure to check the link in the description if you want to discover the one secret men and women desire. And use it to have the relationship you desire and deserve. And now let's hear what people thought about the second story. Geog27 commented. Her relationship with a patient is so inappropriate. And now she's emotionally cheating on you. Yes. Emotionally. She didn't tell you about him and lied. So to me, it's cheating. You told her your boundaries and her response is that it's a turn on that you're upset. WTF? Maybe you should reevaluate what you want and if this is working for you. Her reaction to this really annoyed me. Good luck. Your feelings are valid here. Cautious Parsnip commented. Yeah, it felt very immature that she said that, but I also admit it was my fault too for going along with it and having sex after she said it. I told her after that she can never do something like that again because it really did hurt me. I am not sure what I will do yet, but she will be coming over next weekend, and we will talk about it in person. Gen X4 Real 74 commented. I work in healthcare and that's not just wildly inappropriate, it's 100% not allowed. She will lose her job over something like that. That's breaking all sorts of rules and laws, just you knowing this guy's last name is a HIPAA violation. I have no idea why she would risk her career not just at the place she's working at now, but all further places in healthcare for some guy. Either way, that's a train wreck waiting to happen, and it's probably best if you get out of the way. She won't have a job for long if this gets out, and she'll never work again in healthcare either. Move on, friend, she does not know how to make good choices. Topo 241 commented. Not only is it extremely unprofessional for a client to be texting a patient like that, but it's also an emotional affair. Report her to HR if you are done with her. She continues disrespecting you by thinking you being jealous is a turn on. When in reality it's extremely disrespectful. You've expressed your concerns and boundaries. She's broke them once again. Between all that and you feeling she's unresponsive during texts, and is texting another guy the first, do think you should end things with her before you get even further deep with her. Plano Chubby Boy commented. I have to ask, are you in the US? If you are, there are some very serious legal issues involving her telling you his name and his treatment. Not to mention professional guidelines about relationships and patients. This is a highly flammable situation. And she could, and probably should lose her job over these violations of ethics and law. This, however you look at it, gives you the leverage in the situation. Keeping in mind that extortion would make you as bad as her. HIPAA violations should always be taken seriously. Cautious Parsnip commented. No, it was not a mental breakdown, and no, I do not miss my ex-wife. I don't want to get into it, but she was definitely mentally abusive in our last year of marriage. New Year's Eve just kinda brought all the good and bad memories back at once. Not that it matters, but she has had similar issues and our past relationships were very difficult. I never once thought of talking to another woman just because she was having issues or crying to me about what her ex did. Orion Decline 21 commented. Fair enough. Honest question, do you think that you are both ready for this relationship? Cautious Parsnip commented. I have been thinking about that a lot recently. We both got out of long-term relationships and hit it off so well. I was a bit concerned because about 3 months in she had said things like, marry me, and I told her I just wanted to enjoy dating and being boyfriend, girlfriend and not rush into something as serious as marriage. I absolutely don't want her to feel like I am not giving her what she wants. She agreed that marriage was much too rushed, but I know deep down she wants to be with me forever. After Bob, though, I feel really torn because I do love her so much. But I don't want to be worried that she is going to fall for other guys if I ever have another problem with depression, even if it is not related to my ex-wife. Orion Decline 21 commented. I think your concerns are valid and her rush to get married only after 3 months worrisome. Do you think she wants you because of you or because she needs someone to fill the void? Because this would make the whole Bob thing even a greater deal. Cautious Parsnip commented. I wish I knew for sure. At first, it felt like she was infatuated with me, very sexual and flirtatious, almost like a giddy feeling anytime we were together. Now things have gotten more routine with weekend visits, etc. And I feel like she is bored already. We still do fun date nights and things like that, of course, but it doesn't feel like she is as into it as before. I saw myself being with her for the long term before this Bob issue happened. Now I am just confused and hurt. Own Writing 3687 commented. If she's a licensed professional, then she crossed a major boundary by giving him her number. She could lose her license if HR found out, or fired. Your GF sounds flaky. It's only been a few months, and she's already looking outside the relationship. You are fortunate that you are not married with 3 kids. She is not long-term partner material. Most people don't act like her. Don't settle.
And if you want to receive a free sketch of your soulmate, click the link in the description now.